another episode of Two in the Cooler. Folks, thank you guys for listening, watching, tuning in, subscribing, and following, and all of that stuff. This episode is phenomenal. We talk about it right up top, but I'm just going to say this Saturday, March 12th, Brookhaven is going to be playing with P. Millie, Tokyo Monsters, and a fella named Zinni, who's also great, at Mohawk Place in Buffalo. So be sure you're there, because it's going to be... If you haven't seen these guys live, I mean, have you lived? Absolutely not. You might think you have, but you haven't. So go check that out. And as always, we appreciate you guys checking out this show. And like I said, following and subscribing and liking and all the stuff on YouTube and things like that. If you want to support the show even further, the best way to do that, you can help us by helping yourself and getting some high-quality, top-notch, good-looking merch at teespring.com/snackspotse/creator. You can check it all out there. We've got hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, pint glasses, whatever you're looking for. We've got logo merch. We've got the Matt Can't Read. And it's not just stuff for this show, but also for our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin'. We've got fanny packs now that are new and bucket hats. And this is like... I say this every time because I want to get the point across. This is like... I would not gyp you on this merch, folks. Okay? This is not like... We're not trying to just make a buck. We're not trying to sell you this cheap quality material that we can get and then mark up and sell for like insane amounts of money. No. We're talking tri-blend, folks, okay? Target quality merchandise all at snackspotse/creator/teespring.com. You can just hit the link in this episode description or in our Instagram bio. Get yourself something that's going to make you look good and feel good and support the show. St. Patrick's Day is coming up, folks, and we all know you're going to be too hammered to drive, and that means you're going to be too hammered to go to the grocery store. Why would you want to go there anyway? You can make things easier on yourself by using Instacart, because with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, okay, not just Guinness, not just corned beef, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. Why go all the way to the grocery store, deal with parking, and you save a little on gas that way, and then even if you get into the grocery store, it's a labyrinth, it's a maze of people being rude to each other. You have no idea where the peanut butter is, okay? Forget all of that and make it life easier on yourself by using Instacart. And the best part is, right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do is spend $10 and Instacart will deliver whatever you're looking for right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. Just hit the link in this episode description, get yourself that deal, start using Instacart today. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', email snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond, okay? The thing about local advertising is that it's always been radio, television, or, newspaper ads, whatever. But especially as time goes on, the demographics for those have changed, and if you want to reach your target audience, they can be good. People still watch the local news. They also are the people that drink prune juice and die unexpectedly. But if you want to reach kind of a quality audience, there are other places, okay? And that's why podcast advertising has become so big. Because large companies are now starting to realize its worth. Companies like State Farm and Tropicana, and I think Walmart is even advertising on a couple podcasts now. And it's time for small businesses to get in on that deal. And there's no better way to do that than with us. So if you want to know more about all the benefits of podcast advertising, you can reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. With that little riff, we're live.
That's how I get us going.
Yeah,
That's nicely how I get
done.
Into it.
Yeah, we've got kind of a little band here ourselves.
Yeah,
Matthew on all of his voice instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sit here and watch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's some guy... Well, the first thing I want to do is mention the show right up top. Because that's going to be on Saturday.
Yes.
At Mohawk Place.
At Mohawk.
Yes, sir.
Place.
In Buffalo.
In Buffalo.
It's you guys...
Us.
P. Millie. Tokyo Monsters.
Those guys.
And I don't know if he's got like a stage name.
A dear companion of ours named Zinni.
Okay, Zinni. Yes. So it's going to be unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It's going to be insane.
I'm excited for it. I was ready to go to the last show you guys were going to do with Preston, and then it got canceled, of course. But now we're back in it.
Diving head first.
And it's going to be I like this Mohawk Place a lot. The only other time I saw you guys was there, and it was really, really fun. I was talking about it for weeks on the show. Because when we sat down and talked to you guys last time, we talked a lot about the energy of your shows and stuff, and then getting there to see it, it was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But do you guys actually do anything to do you have to prepare for a show and stuff? Because it's weird to have the show of the year only 3 months into the year.
Yeah, it's
our first show of the year.
Well, it's going to be spectacular.
It's weird because outside of doing gigs and recording music and stuff, we run the set, and when we're running the set, we don't do anything special, we don't do anything crazy, and then once we hit the stage, the energy picks it up, the whole situation, and then you just feed off the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Will you pull your mic just a little closer?
Is it
Okay,
well,
thank you.
We want to hear the texture of your voice.
Yeah, I got a lot of textures in my voice to be heard.
Taco in a bag.
Yeah, many tacos in many bags.
It reminds me a lot of hockey games because it's a group. Our fan base is largely also our friends. And everybody knows everybody to some degree, some better than others. So it's kind of like it feels like a community event, with at the hockey game. Everybody, you might not know so-and-so's dad or this person or that, but you're all there for the same reason, and you know someone, and, it kind of reminds me of that. And we're eternally grateful for all our friends who come out. And
I had that thought
us.
too, but I wasn't going to bring it up because I feel like I always relate music back to sports.
Yeah, bro.
But when you said, you don't really do anything to get prepared, but then the energy just brings you up, that's what I was thinking in my head. Is that how it goes, or do you get psyched up? Because sometimes there's that level of you get too pumped up beforehand, and then you get out there, and then your adrenaline's already gone.
Ryan, my brother and drummer, has told me before, when we go on stage, he's ready to play the set, and we're sitting there, we're playing the songs. And then sometimes I just kind of do stuff. Like the Deo thing that Freddie Mercury did at the Live Aid.
Yep.
I did that at our Evening Star show last year just because, the mood in the room all made sense. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do it because I can. And then the whole room just was singing back, and it was just me and the crowd for 30 seconds. It's hot. It's hot and heavy. It's hot and heavy.
The Evening Star is the place to get hot and heavy.
It is. It is the place.
It's hot. It's
heavy.
It's spicy.
There's got to be nothing like that feeling, though. And you guys, we have a lot of people that do a lot of different kinds of music in here and stuff, but I just love you guys so much because you just it's just fun to listen to somebody that just rocks. You know what I mean?
Old-fashioned rock and roll, baby.
A little bit of that tossed into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew's been watching too much School of Rock. Man.
Oh, yeah.
That movie?
There's no such thing as too much. Hold on, let's just rewind.
100%, yeah. The thing about School of Rock, 2003, it's a modern classic.
It is.
And it sounds funny because, obviously it came out in our lifetime. It's not I'm trying to think of some other classic movies. I don't know, Gone with the Wind or some shit like that. But I think if you watch School of Rock, you can tell right away. Oh, I remember being 6 years old, going over to our cousin's house. They had it on VHS, and we watched it. And I remember sitting there thinking, this is a movie that people will watch for years and years to come.
And there's this, and the scene when they kick some ass when they swear, it's that's fucking electric. I'll never,
Andrew was 6 years old, seen the future of film and,
Yeah.
and culture, and was
Yeah.
just like, this is gonna be one that
That
sticks.
movie is what started his passion for film.
I'm gonna be
for
talking about
cinema.
this in 25 years.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it was a big movie for Jack Black, obviously.
Icon, legend.
It's easily in
Hero.
my top 5
Movies of all time.
of all time.
That I think there are some people that would hear you say that and be like, "Oh, what the fuck? Fuck those people."
Because the last time we were on here, I remember I always have the ruler ready to use it, hoping I don't have to. So, and that still holds true.
Continuity.
We're trying to establish a narrative on the show.
I was
It's-
so close to wearing
the
the
same
same
ruler.
exact fucking fit as
I
last
said
time.
there's a chance that one of us and or both of us are.
I remember that was a special day in my life. The first day me and Kody came here. It's a very special day in my life.
This is also a special day.
Not quite as special.
No.
but-
Yeah, it loses its luster.
First time was Shrek. This will be Shrek 2, but it's still very good. Still a lot of memorable moments and great songs.
I wish this was like being like streamed on Twitch or something, because I would honestly be like, all right, let's take a poll. You want to hear us talk, or does everybody just want to go in the chill room and watch
Watch
Shrek?
Shrek.
Because Shrek's on
Yeah.
right now. We actually
Yeah,
aborted that mission.
We were pre-game with some Shrek, just like how you guys like to get calm, cool, and collected before a show.
Honestly, we do the same thing. We watch Shrek before
we
go
hop
on
in there.
stage.
We watch Shrek. It gets the creative juices flowing.
I think there's something to that. I'm always trying to like get in the right headspace just for the podcast. So a lot of times I'll throw up like other podcasts or basically that's it.
I do. You know what's funny though? I do the same thing, but I'll only listen to very specific podcasts. Like I won't listen to serious podcasts when I'm on my way to the studio, but I will listen to like, podcasts where they just are random,
Shit
right?
about,
Yeah,
yeah.
they just talk shit. Yeah.
Okay, speaking of podcasts where they just shit about, my roommate Cray has been kind of showing me clips here and there of the Pat Mcafee Show. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yes,
yeah.
I have.
I'm not a big sports guy. I'm not a big football guy, but he's been showing me some clips, and that dude is fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, Pat
That guy is
McAfee.
funny.
He's electric.
And I
don't use that term lightly.
There's one of my first. He was a punter in the NFL.
Yeah.
Which is hysterical to start with. And the reason that he retired was because he could make so much more money doing content stuff. The first introduction I had to Pat McAfee in the content game was a video of him and Dave Portnoy. They were on a balcony of like a penthouse suite in Vegas, and one of them was bitching about the other one splitting queens, playing blackjack or something like that. And it was one of the I don't remember it like per se, but I remember thinking it was one of the funniest videos at the time that I've ever seen. Like I watched it 150 times, showed everybody I knew, and he is funny. And he did work for Barstool and then no longer does, but I feel like a lot of people when they leave Barstool, now there's all of a sudden like this feud, this slander between them, but I think that they still have a pretty like solid relationship. Like him and Dave Portnoy have like a respect for each other. Like, he just wanted to go and do his own thing, which good for him.
Fair enough.
Well, he's such a charismatic guy. The Bert Kreischer episode of the Pat McAfee Show, he's probably been on there a couple times.
was
actually,
on
it's
there?
good. Yeah, he's been on there. They know each other like not super well,
Dude.
but they like I've seen them on on one of Bert's
reach out to
podcasts.
Bert.
He's like,
I'm gonna reach out to
he's
Bert.
come. Go ahead.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
But Pat McAfee's super charismatic guy. He's a commentator on SmackDown now, which is spectacular.
Yeah, where we've seen him several times. I knew we've seen some content with him recently.
Yeah. He's always doing it. He's always doing his thing. But he's a great one. He's just that's the way to do it if you're gonna be like if you can be
it's a
a
great
professional athlete. Yeah, exactly.
Then call it quits, and then
If you can just go play professional sports at the highest level,
listen,
Yeah.
guys. If you're rich, that's a good life, man.
and then just make a shit ton of money after the fact.
It's actually
too.
really simple, guys.
Yeah.
Just congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all of you out there.
Yeah, to all the young
Wonderful.
kids listening,
Yeah.
just try to be as wealthy as possible.
Yeah, have enough money where you don't have to worry.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what they say is like now the number one answer when they ask kids like what do you want to be is famous. They all just say famous.
I feel like that's been
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily want to be super famous, but if I could be super rich, I would sign myself up for that in a heart. I'd rather be rich
either
than
rich
famous.
or famous. Yeah.
I have facts. Facts, man. That was the truest thing ever. I got a can of worms. Maybe we can all open. If you guys
Another
like
great
worms.
Disney Channel original movie.
This is something that me and my same roommate who's got me on the Pat Mcafee cliffs, we've debated, like, okay, would you want to be famous, and would basically, like, would we be able to handle being, like, actually, like, for real famous, right? My answer is, I'm like, no. It would make life so unlivable for, like, what I would want out of life. And my roommate is like, oh no, it'd be easy. I'd just, like, stay in my house all the time, like, I wouldn't go out, or like I'd only go out, this and that, and
Till you look out the window.
Yeah, I'm like,
I could be Adam Sandler.
Okay, yeah, if we're talking levels.
Interesting.
Well, but you know what I mean, because like
We're talking Justin Bieber famous.
Oh.
I'm talking like
Is just
might be a
about
cult.
it is though.
where are they though? Like, where are they
to me,
in relationship
the
to each
reason-
other?
That's really hard.
Well,
to
I mean,
scale
Justin
out.
Bieber's definitely higher, but the reason that I said Adam
Wow.
Sandler wasn't his level
Adam
of
Sandler's
fame.
really famous.
I know, but
He's
we're
very
talking about the
famous.
Biebs. All right. Well,
We're
as
talking
far
about
as
the
in the
Biebs.
media, being in the media, Justin Bieber is in the media far more often than Adam Sandler.
But
is.
that's the thing is, one, I think their age plays a role in that, but that's also the thing is Adam Sandler has set himself up to be as famous as he is, but still have the lifestyle that he has, where he can go into an IHOP and get denied service.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is not. I wasn't referring to that in the level of fame. I was like, you see, people like, I wish like I could live like Adam Sandler, and he's just like out in public and like his, excuse me, sorry, his finest like Walmart apparel, like not even that it's bad, but like just like doesn't give a shit,
No.
just like doing whatever he wants. Like if I could do that, if I could mentally do that, I would, but I would say I probably couldn't, which is why I couldn't live famous. And
I
that's
couldn't
really
be
the thing is,
Justin
could
Bieber
you make
famous.
that mental switch to be Adam Sandler over Justin Bieber?
yeah.
The thing is, though, the fashion kind of has trended towards looking more like Adam Sandler, right? Like they're like all these famous people are like, you know what? People just wear whatever we wear, so why don't we just stop looking nice so we can wear whatever sweatpants and large t-shirts
be
we
comfortable.
want?
Yeah.
And then people will be like, that's the $1 million look, and they'll start dressing like that too, and then we can be comfortable and still look good.
Hoodie and a baseball jersey. That's the secret to fashion.
See, here's how I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it like, a good gauge of how famous you are is like, what stories are being told about you, and are they mundane? Because if they're mundane, then you're famous as fuck. Like if it's like,
Can you define mundane?
absolutely
For me?
ready. You're famous. You're famous. Ready? Matt wasn't at Tim Hortons on his usual 10 a.m. coffee today. What could be going on in his life? Read more.
Does he have COVID?
Read more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he? Right. I feel like if it's mundane, you're famous as fuck because they're just like, we want their name in the fucking thing. Like Adam Sandler would have to go through a divorce to be back.
See,
because then they'd be like, okay, that's pretty juicy, right?
Yeah,
But
right.
Adam Sandler ain't
Right.
coming out in a different pair of
No.
New Era shorts, and then they're like,
see, I have to
interesting.
be very like schedule oriented. Like that's the only way that I can function as a human.
Oh, dude, the paparazzi. If you were
Yeah.
famous, they'd be on your.
It'd
Well,
make
that's
it
what I
very
mean.
hard,
So it would
dude.
be very
you'd
difficult
be
for me.
done, dude. You'd be done. So would I, too.
Yeah.
They'd be waiting outside my house.
The one thing that I think I would like about being famous is like you can go to like any restaurant you want. That's the only benefit to being
but
super
you
There's
famous.
still
so
have-
many
But
benefits.
you still have to be
but-
pretty famous to do that because you can't be like a B-lister and walk up to a restaurant in Hollywood and be like, "Hey, it's me. I want a table." And they're like,
I'll settle for hometown.
sorry, Johnny
I'll
Depp's
settle
got
for
that
hometown
Exactly,
love, you know?
100%. And I'm also comfortable like calling to make a reservation. But as long as I can get my name on the reservation list, that's all I want to do.
You
Is
don't
go
want
out to
Bruce
eat with
Wayne
people. That's the
pull
only
up
thing
2
I care.
tables?
You know, it's crazy. You could do that now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you could just
like,
call and make a reservation.
But like you could. But what I'm saying is like you could go and you could bring like you don't want like a ton of like people there, but 8 or less is a good number
because
And
it's
you could
harder to
all
get a
go out.
reservation.
Well, it's hard. But yeah,
I see what
exactly.
you're saying.
They'll
I'm
bend the
following.
rules,
Yes.
if
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
like you, man.
8 or less, and you go out, and it's like you don't have to worry about the prices of anything. Like,
No.
you can just
Yeah.
like everybody gets whatever they want.
Matt said it
And we're,
best.
like having a great time.
I mean, we make so much money now per episode on this podcast that it doesn't really matter. We don't look at prices anyway.
Matthew doesn't look at prices anyway.
Yeah, no.
You said it best. Rich, not famous.
Yes,
but
rich,
it's hard,
not
but
famous.
sometimes they're
But
correlated.
eventually you get so rich
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
become famous,
yeah.
Jeff Bezos style.
Yeah, but the public
Interesting.
attention, I feel like it would just be like unbearable.
Well, it depends on your level of,
Yeah.
like I was saying, if you can
But if
have
you-
the Adam Sandler mindset and be like, oh, fuck
I
it.
get, yeah, the mindset might play a part, but I think what Chris is really saying is like, if you're at the if you're the most famous person in the world, let's say, like, let's take it all the way to the top.
All the way to the top.
Yeah, it's got to be brutal.
What if you have
I
someone
know.
who passes in your family? You just got to have flashes all over. You
Yeah,
just be
no,
like,
that
leave me
would-
alone,
that would-
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they
But,
don't
like,
care. It's their
I-
business.
I mean, there's people that are famous that don't care. Like Kanye, for example. Kanye obviously doesn't care what
Yeah,
the-
but you know what?
That's a whole new.
Yeah, very much so. But I think that's an interesting point, though, is that it really becomes a problem when it starts affecting the people around you.
yeah.
and
yeah,
your
like
I was
family.
gonna
intimate
say,
sections
the
of your
people who
life.
aren't
Imagine
very,
how-
very personal.
Imagine,
things.
like it's like something with my boy. Something's wrong with my boy, and then like there's like a story or like famous person. Something's wrong with their friend. Now their friend's in there, and it's like that.
Yeah.
Lots
I
of
didn't-
collateral.
No,
lots of
I know.
collateral
Yeah.
damage.
So yeah, Could you handle being famous to the point where there is collateral damage? No, that would be not fun.
I would not be about it, but some people are just like, hey man, bring it on,
Yeah.
dude. I'll just get 17 bodyguards and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and
I
just
want
go
to
out
say
there
that's
and
how
fight
I'd
the
be,
storm,
but
dude.
realistically,
Yeah.
I know.
And
how
then
I am
God
now.
forbid
Like
you
Tiger
lash
Woods.
out, dude. You know, what I
Tiger
mean?
Woods
Yeah.
is a great example of that. Have you watched the Tiger Woods documentary on
No.
HBO? Dude,
His son's out there fucking ripping
Yo.
shots though.
and good, and this is the thing, like if you watch that documentary, I think I've talked about this before on here, but obviously we all know how famous Tiger Woods is, but watching
Very.
that documentary, you don't realize, and Michael Jordan was kind of in a similar situation, but he was even a little older when it happened. You don't realize like how much pressure got thrown on this kid. Not like, I mean, pressure to perform, yeah, but he's an athlete. But like, I'm just talking about pressure like in his everyday life because he couldn't take a breath, like you're saying, without every news outlet in the world forcing themselves to know about it. And that is kind of what led to, I guess, his eventual like
Little spiral.
slip. Yeah, spiral. I didn't want to call it a spiral, but it was a spiral.
was,
like
yeah.
his slip ups, right? Like he kind of, that pressure is what led to, finding a way to take the edge off, and that that turns into so that's why I think his son is going to be like the epitome of all humans, because he's going to be a stud at whatever he decides to do, whether it be golf or not. And he's also going to have, his father in his corner teaching him how to, handle all this, because you look at Tiger Woods' dad, Earl, who like everybody loved and was a pretty, good father for the situation. Like, yeah, he was hard at like from an athletic perspective on his son, but that is what it is. That, but as good as he was at taking care and protecting his son, he didn't have any experience with the level of fame that was suddenly sprung on him, right? And you even see it in the because I just finally watched The Last Dance, and like Michael Jordan and his security team is always stapled to him anywhere he goes.
Yeah, exactly. People will grab you, bro.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, you're
You're ours.
You're
now.
like an
Yeah.
item.
Uh-huh.
You're like this thing I see on TV. That's cool. Gimme. And
Yeah.
you're like, whoa, I'm a fucking human being.
Yeah.
Right.
Where are my rights, man?
Yeah, there's such a disconnect that happens there.
Interesting data point would be like some of the most famous people who ever lived in history, and then like, analyzing their mental health, say at like the pinnacle of their fame, dude. Like I
What
feel like
mental health?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it can only have a negative. Sure, people come out the other end, and they're like, I'm a better person, and I learned all these lessons and stuff. But
Well, I mean, you see it happen. The best example of it is child actors, right? When
I
they
was gonna
don't
say
know
Justin
how to.
Bieber, dude. He's
And he went,
made
and,
it, yeah.
and he went through it.
Yeah,
He pissed in buckets and
I know,
shit.
that-
Like,
but
you gotta piss
came
in
out
at least
the
one
other-
bucket.
and that was
now he
an
loves
example.
now he
That
loves Jesus, baby.
Yeah.
was
It only
so
takes one good
overblown.
bucket piss, man, and all of a sudden you will be in love with Jesus.
When he pissed in the bucket, he was like, "Fuck you, Bill Clinton." Like that's
funny.
Listen,
Yeah, I
listen.
agree.
I was just listening to Bill Burr talk about this the other day, and it was when Justin was like 19, and he was saying, he was the show guy, whoever asked him, like, "What do you think about the whole Justin Bieber thing?" He goes, "What do I think about it? What am I supposed to think? That's how he's supposed to act. Like if I was 19 and I had a
You're a
Lamborghini
billionaire,
and
yeah.
every single person on the planet wanted to fuck me, and I sell out, stadiums." I'd probably be pissing in buckets, and
I'd be pissing in way more.
I'm
buckets
thinking about
than
my
one.
17 to 19-year-old self giving me money,
Yeah.
privilege, freedom, power,
Yeah.
and attention. Oh my
Imagine
God,
the
I turn into a
Cowboys.
monster, dude.
Yeah, that would.
I would have just
Rapidly.
bought a lot of books. I would have been the most boring famous.
You would have smoked a lot of weed and read a
No,
lot.
because it would be before I had ever
Weed.
smoked weed. So if you'd given me a lot of money, I would have
You
never tried
You and
drugs.
weed would have found your way together.
That might be true.
Yeah.
Maybe it was destined to be.
What was it like first time getting high for you, Andrew?
The first time I got high
Can we
was
talk
with-
about that?
Yeah,
This
with
is
our buddy
cool.
Noah Asklar, and
Oh,
he
And he got you high. I know.
He goes, I know.
yeah, we were at this like little motel on Seneca Lake. Our families went on vacation together. We went to Old Man Howell's Woods. Like it was a Scooby-Doo character, and he pulled out like he pulled out all the accoutrement, and he was like, try this. So I was like, sure, and it so I was ripping on this blunt, and
Classic.
Somebody's
so-
got to get that.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to voice quip that.
we went to
Ripping on this.
Andrew and Snoop Dogg sitting together.
Yeah.
and then we went to dinner with our families. And we were in this restaurant. You could see the
Oh,
lake
Jesus.
from the
Wait a
window.
minute. What?
Yeah,
You went
So-
to dinner with your family after the first time you smoked?
I'm pretty
so-
sure I was there and I didn't even know that you guys
Wow.
So our parents were
Wow.
all at one table, and then we were at this other table, and you could see the lake. And at first, I thought I was shrinking. And then I looked outside, and I went, "Whoo!" Because for a second I was positive that the land was moving and the water was staying still. And then after dinner,
It was a landslide situation.
a landslide situation. And then after dinner, I tried to go to the bathroom, and I was like, "This door is not working." And they were like, "The knob is on the other side." So it was a blast.
You are absolutely crazy. I still can't even talk to my roommates sometimes when I'm high. First time ever dinner with my family, they'd be like, "What do you want?" And I'd be like, "Clarity." There's so many things running through my mind right now. And also, what was that in the corner of the room over there?
How do eyeballs work? Yeah.
Just tell me I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Well, you're a brave man.
We had sushi.
And it-
I didn't know any better.
Yeah, it's also funny to see the
It's really Noah who you should blame because he was like, "Oh, first time smoking. Yeah, we're just gonna do this, and we're gonna go to dinner with our families." Yeah, it's fine.
there's this declining effect with weed. Like I can think about many times early on when I started smoking, and I was so high. Like, I don't even want to use the word high because it was like different. It was above that. It was something more than that. Body sensations, like auditory things. Like I
Roasted.
can't even count to 3. And then it just kind of gradually mellows out where, now you're. I think now I could go and rip my bong and go out to dinner with my mother. You know what I mean? But she wouldn't care anyway.
As
she's
one,
gonna yell
as
at me.
one would.
Yeah. But it like tapers out, man. I wish I could just go back in time and smoke weed like for the 4th time or something.
Well, what about
Yeah,
your first
fourth.
time?
That fourth time. That's the time you want though. Is number 4.
You got your feet wet a little bit, but
No.
it's still new.
Yeah.
It's still exciting. You don't know what you're gonna get.
See, my experience, my first time, I I rolled up a joint and I bought it off a kid in school. I'm not gonna name drop any names because that's fucked up.
Yeah, no
Yeah, we don't
snitches.
snitch.
No
Yeah.
snitches.
Right.
Sorry, Noah.
and
He
it was-
doesn't care. I said his name like 6 times in the story.
Yeah. Any
You gave out his social security number. Yeah.
But I went and I rolled up a joint and I smoked it and like nothing happened and I was just like, that's it. Nothing.
What the hell is so special about this?
But around my 4th time, I was a volunteer firefighter, but I was like 16, and I ended up like making a makeshift water bottle bong.
Oh yeah.
And I started just tossing in little tobes and
Yep.
was going hard on them, and then I was like, oh fuck, I have called tonight, and it was Thursday, so I had to go, because you had to make like a certain amount per month or whatever, and so I go, and
it worked this time.
and I'm sitting there,
And
and I'm just fucked up, and just staring, and they're like Ploetz, like what's up with you, and I'm just like, I don't know, dog.
Yeah.
I couldn't call it, and I was probably wearing because I was like kind of a scene kid, so I had like a fucking Hello Kitty bucket.
Oh yeah. The Cookie
buckled-
Monster flap rim.
Right? Yeah, probably, and like Osiris's.
Listen,
Oh yeah.
Nobody's gonna understand
I-
what we went through for this shit, dude.
I don't. I didn't know. I don't think that, like, people doing weed was a thing on my radar until I was like, pretty much graduated with high school. Like, I was just oblivious. I was like, oh, I don't know. People don't do drugs. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
They told us not to do them. People don't do them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And all of a
Simpler
sudden, now I'm
times,
like,
dude.
dude,
Simpler
everybody.
times. Literally
does
everybody.
drugs, bro.
Everybody.
Every single person that I know.
I just went to the dispensary the other day, and there was the sweetest, cutest old lady in front of me, and I was just like, "You too." Well,
They got
we're,
you.
We're connected. we share a bond.
Yeah, that is kind of nice.
But they're not gonna. People aren't gonna know what we had to go through because you're out in Scooby Doo Forest smoking weed. Why are you out in
Yeah.
the Scooby Doo Forest? Because you gotta hide. Because you're scared. Now, and especially people now growing up in another 10 years, dude. It's gonna be. I literally heard a comedian talking about this. He said the funniest fucking thing ever. He was like, I'm gonna be telling my kid, yeah, I had to get in a car with a stranger, and you didn't know what you were gonna get. And the kid's like, why? Did 7-Eleven out right now? Because there is going to be no Scooby-Doo woods and strangers and
What,
cars.
the drones didn't just bring you your bus?
Yeah, you
did
get an Uber.
Like,
So what do you mean you had to meet up with your friends
I
in
mean,
a
like,
cemetery
yeah,
in
yeah.
the middle of the night on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Which that was fun.
It was
Smoking weed in
fun
different
until you
places.
go there and there's like a little tricycle in the corner of the cemetery and it starts rolling and then you're like, all right, guys, I'm out of here.
That old trope.
Yeah, right.
I did a Ouija
your
board
fifth
in a
time.
cemetery before, and I think we were also smoking too.
I feel like I've heard that story. Like,
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
And
gonna
like
say, it was
that
in high
shit.
school.
Two things that like
You
I don't fuck
ghosts.
with.
Plasma.
It's Ouija board.
Of
Like
the
let's talk about. All right,
variety.
let's talk about ghosts and Ouija boards and
I'm
all this
about
stuff.
it. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's get into
Good.
it. Because this is a
Diving
great
in.
entry. Like,
excited.
This is something I can
love
talk about with a passion.
demons.
That
Ooh, did you see about
I
that
no.
new one that just
Yeah,
popped
no,
up?
give it a minute. Okay.
Don't forget about
afraid.
that,
I'm afraid of heights. Like afraid of heights.
And
I
ghosts
hate
and
I
why?
hate spiders.
Same, dude.
But like if there's one thing that like I feel like everybody has one of these things where it's like all like it's like yo nah like don't
You
joke
don't-
around
yeah,
like don't
yeah,
fuck around
don't
like
even
that's not
fuck around.
funny like
Yep,
that's
yep.
not a funny joke to make.
Okay.
And that's kind of my thing. And the weird part about it is I love scary movies.
Me too.
Like I'll watch because I get genuinely scared because this is shit that scares me in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like watching scary movies with people who are like, oh, I mean, dude, you can see the string. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sit down and I'm going to black my whole house out and I'm
Yep.
going to bring myself to the verge of tears.
Absolutely.
My heart's going to race
All
and it's
about
going to
it.
be great. But in real life, like, when people are like, oh, yeah, like, my house is haunted. Like, for example, like, my girlfriend has told me, like, yeah, like, my house is haunted. I'm like, that's... I like I'm like like you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
like
so
her
I'll pick,
mom
I'll
has,
pick you
like,
up at
said-
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, I'm like that's not something to me that is to be joked about, right?
Yeah.
Like I won't come over to your house ever again.
Me and you
because-
should make a ghost hunting show.
see.
Because I would be like,
I'm in.
oh, spirits, come out here. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
And
and,
you'd be
I would
like-
be so
you'd
scared.
be like,
I'm
no,
in.
fucking
See, but
stop.
that's the thing is that
BuzzFeed
Dude.
Unsolved, dude.
there
Be like
was
Ryan and
we
Shane.
went to this we went on like you know how if you go to like different like cities that are old you can go on like ghost tours and
Yeah,
crap like
yeah.
that. I've done one in like Boston, and it's like, you know, pretty like theatrical. And we did one in Charleston, South Carolina, and they brought us into this building, this like old brick building that used to be a prison.
Yeah, in the Civil War.
And like they sat there in this building, in this room, and it's nighttime, right? And you're in this room with, you know, 15 people and a tour guide, and it's freezing cold in this room, even though it's 80 degrees outside. And they're telling you they're, you know, whether they're pumping in fake AC, whatever it is, but you're like, this is creepy to begin with. And they start telling you these stories, you know, of, and who knows if they're real, but to me they're very real, because they're like, people, you know, on this tour have like, you know, sworn, tour guides have, you know, been like touched, like pretty much to the point of almost having to like fight a ghost practically. Like they can feel them. And I'm like, no, like, let's get the fuck out of this room right now. I didn't sign any type of waiver. I will sue. I will do whatever needs to be done.
My mom's the same way, bro. And get this, she just went on a business trip and got booked in a haunted hotel.
No, see, I wouldn't do it.
And get this, it was a haunted hotel where there's no staff. It's like a building that you get the key to the place and you go and sleep there.
No,
and
fuck
it was
that.
in the middle of nowhere. Some old.
Did she do that on purpose?
No. The people. It was like she was going to meet with a potential client, and the client
wanted to stay there.
Well, it's the only hotel
What is that,
in
like
the
a
town.
power move?
In the
Oh,
town, yeah, it's like called the 1864 Motel.
No,
Go
that seems
look
like
it
a
up.
year where there was ghosts.
That's
That was a spooky year.
But
in
yeah,
the Civil War.
she called me and was absolutely, you know,
Like,
shook about
even
it. So
to
I was
the-
just like, hey, you know, it's all good. I said, hey, listen, they're in business still. They make money. If it was like, you know, scary,
Right.
like where you're like fear for your life, something tells me people wouldn't pay to go there unless they're crazy.
Have you ever seen the movie Grave Encounters?
Yes,
There's two of
dude.
them.
Oh,
two of
yeah.
the greatest scary. I haven't watched
I'm
them in a
all
long
about
time, so they're
those.
probably not as good as I remember them.
Yeah,
But growing
yeah.
up, I used to, because like, oh, dude, I would be so scared. That might actually kill me doing something like that. Like, I think that's how.
Oh, you'd have like a heart attack or something. I feel you. I mean, hey, if I started hearing, I don't like, I like would be confident until a ghost was like, all right, what's up? And then I'd be like, I'd be on whatever you're on.
Like, what do you do when you see one?
Have you
I was banking on nobody responding.
Have you ever had like a supernatural type encounter?
I actually have, and I still don't fully believe.
Let's hear
I
it.
still don't fully
Let's
believe.
hear it.
Okay, me and a bunch of friends are at a friend of mine. We'll call him Joe. His name's actually Joe, but you know.
So that's what we'll call
So
him.
we're gonna call him by his name. Okay. We're all there. We're hanging out. We're drinking. He has said to us previously, "Oh, you know, I think my house is haunted. You know, whatever. I've heard footsteps, whatever noises." Etc. Etc. So we're all there. Everyone's drinking and smoking. Probably like, I don't know, 8 to 12 guys. It was a big little get together, and I wasn't drinking. I was smoking, but I had driven one friend. He was drunk. He was like, "I'm gonna spend the night here." So I was like, "Whatever. I'm gonna spend the night here too." I wasn't drunk. I didn't have to spend the night. I could have went home, but I wanted to chill with everybody. Anyway, it's getting late. Half the guys are still downstairs. Some of them are in the kitchen. And one guy is already asleep on the couch. I'm about to go hit the other couch. I'm tired. So I go there. I lay down. I don't even tell anybody I'm going upstairs either. Everyone's, you know, fucked up. It's late. You know, you guys know how it is. I just sneak upstairs. I go lay down. So I'm laying on a couch with my back facing the open room, right? And I'm just looking at the couch cushion. And the other guy's on the couch. And like I said, everybody's kind of like downstairs now. So I'm laying there. And I'm struggling to fall asleep. I'm stoned, you know. But I'm like, all right, I'm just kind of like zoned out on this fucking couch cushion. Anyway, I hear footsteps come in the room. So I'm like, okay. I'm going to close my eyes because I was just looking at this couch cushion.
Yeah.
Like literally my eyes were just sitting there. So I'm like, okay, pretend to sleep. Somebody's up here, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm stoned. I want to lay down and go to bed. So footsteps come in. Okay, footsteps come in. I'm just pretending to sleep, just sitting there with my eyes closed. I'm awake. I know I'm awake because I've told this to people, and they're like, maybe you were sleeping. No, my eyes were just fucking open. I closed them to fake it. I was faking it. Anyway, the footsteps come towards me. So now I'm like, oh, great. One of my boys is definitely trying to fuck with me right now.
They're drunk and they're going to
Of
start.
course.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking ghost
Yeah.
or, you know, scary supernatural. I'm thinking I'm about to get wet willied, shaving creamed, dick on cheek.
Yeah.
Drawn.
Classic
drawn,
dick on cheek.
Drawn
Yeah.
dick on cheek. Drawn dick on cheek. And so then the footsteps stop, and they're there, and now it's just, whatever walked up, it's just there. It's just standing still.
It's one of those things where you can, like, tell somebody's...
Yeah, I can almost hear breath, dude. I swear to this day that I heard breath. And I was like, again, one of my friends is, like, pranking me, but it just lasted a minute. And then I was like, okay, now this is, like, getting weird. Then, because they're just standing there over me. I'm fucking sleeping, quote unquote. Then I feel the couch, like, because, again, my back's to the open room. I feel, like, the edge of the couch, like, impress. Like somebody's kind of
leaning on it or sitting on it.
Sitting on the side of it. And then, again, I swear...
There's somebody there.
I hear, like, breathing. I'm like, there's a physical fucking presence. About, this whole encounter happened over 30 to 40 seconds. So after the 45 seconds of fake sleeping and my friend standing over me, I'm like, this is weird. I'm going to confront whoever the fucking weirdo in my friend group is. Right. And we can have jokes about it in the future. And I fucking turned up, dude, and it was an empty room. I'm telling you, like, the impression on the couch is still there. The sound is still there. I'm literally like, there's definitely a physical thing here. And I turned, and there was nothing. And then literally all the blood went out of my face and out and into the core of my body. And I walked up to my friend Joe, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go home. And he was like, what's wrong? Because I was all pale, dude. And but yeah, it fucked me up because in my head I had a world view. I had beliefs about the world at that time. My belief was my friends being weird. I turned around, there was nobody in the room. I was just so certain. I didn't even think like, oh, I'm hearing stuff. I was like, there's 100% someone here, and there's no one there. And that disconnect just fucking rattled me. So I went home that night. But I guess, it wasn't like negative. I wasn't scared until after I realized there was no one there. Then I was like, oh, that's scary. But like during, I wasn't like,
I wouldn't have even told anybody. I would have gotten up and fucking left. Been like, see you later, dude. Enjoy the house,
I didn't
I
want
would
to fuck everyone's night up,
See, that's...
Just be like...
No. See, and those are the type of things that, like... That would sit in my mind every time I went to lay down. Not to put this in your brain, but every time I went to sit down on the
I'm
couch,
literally still like, nah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I was.
I've been like, well, I would have been that too. I'd been like, dude, am I going crazy? Like, I would have driven myself. That's like, my worst fear is that. Like, my worst fear is an encounter like that. Like, I'm scared, and knock on wood, like, I have,
something that you can't really deny to yourself.
And also can't explain.
Yeah.
I'm not about it.
See, I wasn't in that headspace, so it, like, rocked me. I was not in ghost land until there was no one there. Then I was like, ghost land?
Yeah. Like, even, there's the show The Vampire Diaries?
Fuck yeah, dude.
So.
Fuck yeah, I do. Are you fucking kidding me?
I watched it. I watched that show because my girlfriend loves it.
You don't gotta explain it.
And, I got into it. I'm not denying, but it gets to a point in that show where, like, there's some ghosty shit that goes on, and I would like pause an episode and be like, is there some ghosty shit about to happen? Like, I know you've seen this before. Like, seriously, like, if there's some freaky ghosty shit about to happen, you have to let me know, because either I have to,
take a few. I gotta prepare myself.
Yeah, prepare myself, or like, I'm already kind of ready for bed. I'll just, if it's only 30 seconds of ghosty, like, I'll skip it. You fill me in, and we'll be good. And she like, shut up, there's nothing. And then it'd be some fucking creepy ghosty shit. And I'd be like, now it's 5 a.m. and I'm sitting here, like, checking my arms for scratch marks. And I'm like, come on. I don't do ghosts. No, I don't do haunted things. I like the adrenaline rush of it.
Me too.
But to me, the reason that I probably still enjoy that
is because you're genuinely...
Well, it's because I've never encountered it either, right? So I can stay scared. Once I encounter it and I enter ghosty land, I'm done.
Yeah,
that might be it for me,
lucky.
honestly.
I just feel like...
You have a story?
We got another ghost story?
It's not much of a story. It's just... Okay, so...
My friend was asleep on the couch.
So my friend...
I sat down and was about to fuck...
I was about to put
Sorry, dude. I've been meaning to tell you for years. It was me the whole time. No, but so at some point, like in my teen years, it was like the cool thing to, like, move your bedroom into the basement.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and I was just like, I get a fucking futon. Who needs a bed? Because futons are sick.
Yeah.
Got the futon. had this big ass TV down there from like the 70s that somehow still worked, but like glitched out sometimes. But if you found it worked. And it's just whatever. So one night I'm sitting there, and like the furnace didn't like spook me or anything like that. Like, but basements in general can be fucking spooky. So I'm sitting there, and my TV like started to flicker and then just shut off. Weird thing to happen. And then I swear, like, you could almost like feel the pressure on your ears. Like, it got real quiet, and then I felt real cold, and then I couldn't move for a solid like 6 minutes.
That sounds like a stroke.
Well, but I remember everything, and I just was like sitting there, and I was like trying to like listen and like make sure like I wasn't having a stroke.
It's like some 1800s doctor shit. Must be spirits.
But I was like sitting there, and I was just like, and I was just kind of like freaking out. And then once it was over, I sat up, I walked over to the TV, turned it on, and there was like some paranormal investigation show on, and I was just like, no dice, and I put on fucking like Everybody Hates Chris
show
or something.
The most goofy show you could think
or Malcolm
of.
in the Middle, whatever the fuck was on that channel at that time. But so no dice. See, like you're telling me that, and I was just like, oh no, like that's too close to home for me.
See, that is one of the main reasons I will not ever in my life sleep on my back. Like I'll be laying there sometimes so comfortable on my back, and I will not do it because they say that like aids sleep paralysis, and it sounds like that's what, obviously you were awake so it wasn't, but that's what it sounds like, because people talk about like having sleep paralysis and you're like awake but you can't move, and there you can just see like figures.
Have you never had
it's
sleep
happened
paralysis?
To me before, but
and
I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, me neither. I'm
I
always
was paralyzed, bro. I kept my eyes closed. I was conscious, and I said, keep them closed.
If
I heard stories.
When I get sleep paralysis,
it's like a week.
It's not a weekly thing, but
just
like
don't
it
sleep on your
happens
back.
sometimes to times. I don't know if I don't think I am.
See, I
what
don't
AIDS
think
is.
about something like that very much.
I do.
I sleep where this body. And
Yeah,
eventually
just listen to those natural.
I sleep where I'm safe, man. Safe from the ghosts. Yeah.
I got 1 foot out of the blanket, so I'm like not that.
See, I've gotten to a comfortable point in my life where I'm like, I don't even. Yeah, I used to be. When I was growing up. Like
last year for me.
No, I would never even. I swear to you, there would be nights where I would wake up from a nightmare and I would put on sweatpants and like tuck my socks in and then wrap it in a blanket to like really protect my
clothes,
skin
more
from being
protection.
like. Yeah. That was my logic as like a 10-year-old.
Absolutely.
Like, let me wrap my body.
That was
in
my
clothes.
logic until quite recently. So
Wait,
the look at
from
your face
ghosts?
right
Yeah.
yes.
Why do you think they're going after your feet?
Well,
It's like it's
man,
the thing. Like
you
if
don't know
your
what
foot's-
I'm not trying to kink shame these ghosts.
If your foot, if your foot is hanging off the bed out
and
of
it's
the
looking
blanket,
succulent,
it's
then a
fair
ghost might
game.
come up there.
It's fair game to get grabbed. That's never been a fear of you.
You know
No,
what? Well,
that's first.
That's
fear for me.
everybody's
Yeah,
fear. Is if
definitely.
your
You know
foot
what I
is
think-
out of the blanket hanging off
Yeah.
the bed, you're fucking toast.
Yeah,
You're
or you're
done.
on-
That's
I was
your
like-
last night on Earth.
For me, it was like turning the lights off and then walking up the stairs.
Yeah, that's-
and there's
yeah.
always something on the
And
back.
you're running.
See, I kind of avoid the whole thing right now. My bed is straight on the floor.
So there's no monsters
There's
under
no.
that puppy.
I mean, unless
my
they're
bed's
like.
also straight on the floor.
You know, I
monsters.
actually have like rope lights that line the bottom of my bed frame, so like where the under is, and they're on a clapper. So what I do is like wake up. First thing I do is clap, and the bottom of my bed is illuminated.
Therefore, monsters.
When my eyes are closed and
the
I'm
rope
about to
lights
go
are
to
gonna
sleep,
snag you and
To
pull you
me,
under.
that invites ghosts. And
Yeah.
also, what about the time at night when the light bulbs go out?
I
And you
turn them
clap
off.
and it doesn't happen. Yeah, but they run out of juice or whatever. Whatever happens to light bulbs.
These are
When they stop
outdoor.
working, they live
These are
forever.
outdoor fence rope lights that I've drilled into my bed frame underneath.
Jesus
This is a-
They're not.
This is
They're
some
not going
doomsday
out.
prepper shit.
That's
This
not
is-
why I have them, but I wonder if that does make me feel a little more comfortable in my own space.
I wonder as well. I
Well,
don't think that.
he's
Andrew's
safe
got a
though
button
because
on
he
the
has
side
the
of his
line
bed.
of salt around
Yeah.
his
and
bed.
holy water comes out of the fucking
Yeah.
out of the ceiling.
But basements too
creepy.
is another thing.
Fuck basement.
But
I like basements.
I had this thought when you were saying it because I was like, well, our basement, like finished basements, I'm fine with.
Yeah, different.
Except maybe like the back rooms, you know what I mean? But
Unfinished.
why
basements?
are we why is there such a fear of basements? As if like the ghost wouldn't just travel through. Like why would the ghost always want to be in the basement?
I found out in the last like week and a half that the building that I work in has a basement in the basement.
Double basement.
It's got a double basement.
Double basement.
And I haven't seen the normal basement because I've heard like terrifying things about that basement, but now I'm just curious. And then I found out that there's a basement on the basement.
Yeah, you should see the second basement.
Yeah.
No,
I
and
gotta
that's
go
what I
and
mean.
get,
Like
then,
you
then
said
get
that
down there and get dirty.
You said that, and instantly I'm like, "Ooh, second basement. No, you don't want to go in that second basement."
No.
But why? Why are we
very
assuming
arbitrary?
that this
Very arbitrary.
thing would happen in a basement, but the ghost wouldn't just into your bedroom
somewhere else.
upstairs? Yeah, 2 floors up. It's just two flights of stairs. You're telling me if a ghost can't get up 2 flights of stairs, then it probably shouldn't be all
Here's
the
my
cause of
problem.
being a
Here's
ghost.
my problem with ghosts and why it's so hard for me to get on in a serious way is because we got to have some. There's got to be some rules, about this ghost shit, and there's so many different rules that I'm like, all right, I can't get with the ghost shit.
The rules of
There's got to be some rules with the, like how the fuck, like what determines what's haunted? How long is it haunted? Can you unhaunt it? Can they touch you?
Yeah.
When can they touch you? Are there different kinds of ghosts?
For sure.
I need some structure.
Yeah.
Until there's until Ghost
I bet you it's
comes
out
with
there.
his big ghost dick and says, "Here I am."
Yeah.
Then I can't.
Then you'll be
I
like,
can't
okay,
deny
now I know this
yeah.
horny ghost.
Yeah, I can't deny.
Am I gonna have to suck off this ghost like to get out of this situation?
So we can get
Like,
to the other side. That's the
do
only
you-
way.
Yeah, dude.
I look down at my feet and he's just sniffing down there. Oh my God.
So ghosts are into toes.
Yeah, so you got to cover up your feet, or it's a problem.
That
No.
goes back centuries.
And also, are there good ghosts?
There's definitely good.
'Cause if there's good
what's that
ghosts-
show? You know that
Casper.
show? Do you remember that show where the girl sees ghosts?
Yeah, Ghost Whisperer.
Ghost Whisperer.
Oh. And good ghosts.
Yeah, but that shit doesn't happen.
a lot
Okay.
of stuff is like
It's not real.
The Ghost Whisperer.
I think there's a lot of to
That's
me.
true.
To me, this might be a weird comparison, but like ghosts are kind of like religion, but in a different sense. Like there's a lot of different ways to believe
To
in
interpret
ghosts.
it.
spiritual.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's spiritual.
And like
Literally.
some people might believe that there's ghosts do this, just like some people might believe that this is what God
Right,
does.
right.
Whereas like, so I don't think you'll ever find the structure that you're looking for, which
Facts.
kind of makes them scarier.
Yeah, because it's so. Because
they could be unpredictable.
Like I said, I'm
Yeah.
I like to consider myself an open individual. Like I have my beliefs about whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm like, well, there's the key word, my beliefs, because I believe them just like anybody else believes
Yeah.
in whatever the fuck they believe. So.
And one of my beliefs is that, again, like you were saying, if you have the right television program on, ghosts are like, don't want to go in that room. George Lopez is playing. Can't disrupt George Lopez.
Yeah, right.
Like, we
Oh,
will
man.
not affect this human
Dude,
right now.
hearing that intro,
Yeah, the
just-
ghost would be coming up and hear that cowbell go off, and they'd be like, "Oh no, this guy's cool."
Yeah.
You guys ever see
Yeah.
the I've never played it, but like the cutscene from Skyrim where the guy wakes up on the like he's in the carriage. He wakes up and
Yeah.
the guy's like, "Oh, finally awake." Well, anyway, when I hear the George Lopez song, that's me, 8 years old at 3:45, uncrusting my eyes. And I'm like, oh.
And then you just see
George Lopez is like, "You're finally awake."
And there's just a demon over. There's just a demon over top you. Like,
Big ass smile. And
There's a ghost with my toes in his mouth.
I'll leave you to it.
yeah, Chris is like, I'm just gonna close my eyes, man. It's work,
I'll
it's
just
worked
be
every
over
other
here if you
time.
need
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get James Wan on this fucking horror movie idea? Toe sucking ghosts.
Yeah.
Sucking ghosts.
There's got to be a better title, but
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, so I mean, I could talk about this for a long time because it's something that like I frequently think about. Like, I will,
I just don't get. I was thinking about Ouija boards, and I feel like earlier, and I just feel like even if you do a Ouija board, because I've never done one, but doesn't it work like everybody puts their hands on that thing,
yep.
and then whenever the letter, like even if you had one that like seemed to work, you could never.
well, there's
be
always
sure.
a lack of trust.
Right. That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
lack
I heard
of trust.
this is another reason. This is one of the main reasons that Ouija boards specifically, like, I don't do them. I know somebody, and this is the other problem though that I will say is, this is how I remember this story being told. But I do think the key part of it did was told to me. But they were in a hotel, whether it was supposedly haunted or not, I don't remember. And it was like there was their friends, and they decided to do like a little Ouija board, and it seemed to be like working a little too good. So they were all kind of like hands off, done. Like who's who's fucking with us. And they're they're asking shit and blah blah blah, and they like did something, and they like wrote something on a piece of paper, and the corner of the piece of paper started smoking like it was gonna light on fire. And they said they flipped that shit so fast because that's how you cut the ties apparently. Mm-hmm. But like if a ghost is pissed off at you or whatever, like you think just the flip of a Ouija board is gonna turn them off. Right. I don't know. I don't.
Again, we don't know the rules.
He flipped it.
I can't spell Ouija. I don't do Ouija.
Listen. When I did it, I kept the Ouija board in my house, and then one day I'm looking for it because it was actually not mine. I was borrowing it from somebody, and I'm looking for it, and I can't fucking find it. And I lived in the basement at the time, and I'm looking around, and then there's this old dresser that was kind of just off to the side in the basement. And in the drawer, in that dresser, was the Ouija board, and it was broken into, like, pieces. Probably a certain number of pieces. And my mom is very, against all of that stuff, so I wasn't about to be like, hey, did you find my Ouija board and rip it up? So I was just kind of like, whatever.
Go buy a new one.
And now we'll never know.
There it is. Yeah. So either some demon or ghost, friendly ghost, was like, "Hey, you forgot to close the door. I'll rip up the Ouija board for you."
Don't be letting people into my safe space.
Or my mom found that and was like, read on Google that if you rip it into
or a foul one found it and was just like, "Bro, I know what you're trying to do."
Or I'm catatonic and I ripped it apart and just don't remember.
That's even scarier. But.
I'm just looking up this thing.
No, don't be
looking up no demonic chants. Don't be looking up.
No, okay, fine. If you don't want to know, this is news of the world.
Okay,
but it has to do with.
Oh
demons.
I do want to know this.
An archaeological thing, right? Was it something or a rock?
A rock.
The
demon rock. The demon rock let loose the Naruto fox.
That's
what happened. That's the demon that was inside that rock.
No way.
They said it was a 9-tailed fox.
That's like,
and I didn't know
one of my favorite shows.
That was like a real thing.
When I hear that, the first thing I thought of was Suicide Squad. Like you found some archaeological thing, and now
the rock. People knew the rock was there. It's just this big rock that had a
now I'm just
rope
thinking about
tied
Dwayne.
around it. Dwayne,
yeah.
They tied him up.
They cracked his head open.
Well, there's a rock with a rope around it.
Yeah, there was a rock with a rope around it, and supposedly it had been entrapping this demon for like 1,000 years or whatever. However long they usually trap demons for. And then the rock a couple days ago or very recently cracked open.
Bum, bum, bum.
So there's a 9-tailed fox.
And that was the demon inside. Something about like the fox took the form of this woman that was gonna like kill the emperor, and then everything would be bad.
Sounds like a myth. An ancient myth right there. That's usually how they go. I realized this about old stories about spirits, gods, demons, and stuff. I took a class in college, ancient myth and religion. So we learned about like Greco-Roman religions, like Proto-European, Indo-European, whatever they were called, like people before more organized civilization. Sorry, I'm shaking the living shit out of this table right now.
Fuck this table.
Talking with my hands. Surprising storytelling device in these myths is father-son, there's beef. Something happens with them. Son goes off and grows up, and redemption arc is going to come back and face his father and cut his dick off. I can't tell you how many sons cut their dad's dick off in Roman, Greek, and other religions or myths of the world. But I don't know why. But I just wanted to share that it's more
establishing dominance.
It's
I mean, that's one thing.
It's enough where it's a pattern where you're like, okay, this is a pattern. This isn't an accident. They definitely borrowed this story and changed it. To like he cut his balls off or like.
Do you think they were actually out there just cutting off dicks? Or
I don't know, dude.
We'll never know.
Yeah,
it happens.
It does. It happens today.
Happens all the time.
Well,
that's right.
There was a pope that did it. That's a fun fact from the Da Vinci Code, the movie.
Oh, shit. That's like a eunuch.
One of the popes thought that, you know, all
One of
those
the
like
priests?
no,
Oh,
one,
like
the
oh,
Pope. Sorry,
like
not
the
one of
guy.
like
The
one
guy.
of the Pope. The Pope at the time, like he thought that, you know, all the old like Roman like statues and stuff like that they all had dicks. He thought it was like too open, too sexually like open, right? So he went through the entire like Vatican or whatever and chiseled off the dick of every single statue. And that's why all the statues now, like the Pope after that, like to clean up the aftermath, put the little leaf, plastered the little leaf on all of the statues. So that's why the statues have the little leaf, not, you know, a nice
dick.
little bush.
Yeah, fascinating. Man, dude.
It's kind of lame that they did
That could not be real, though, but that's what they say in the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds...
Sounds legitimate.
Yeah, it sounds legit.
Everything that
What
I
did
hear...
he do with them?
Well,
He's got a box.
I was going to say, well, he didn't want everybody else to be overly sexualized, but he himself, you know, behind closed doors was fine with
That's
like
what
having
he
the
just
thousands of little
throwing
penises.
them
Yeah.
in the air, doing angel
Made a nut out of
He
it.
filled the
Yeah.
pool
Yeah.
up with
Yeah.
these.
put them in
He
his
swam
fish
in the
tank.
plaster cocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't... Yeah, I don't know.
But no, see, I like that stuff, and I like history, and that's
Yeah,
also a
history's
cool
dope.
part of like some ghosty stuff, like witch stuff, especially.
History.
But like real,
love
like
history.
me in my current life, I don't need to deal with any, you know,
Yeah.
ghosty type scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not
ain't nobody
searching
got time
for
for
it.
that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not searching
Ain't nobody
for
got time for
ghosts.
that.
That's what I feel. I feel like if you don't want to see it, you're not going to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, maybe
Right.
that is true with like good ghosties, but like bad
Bad
ghosties, I
ghosties,
feel like
They don't
they're
give you
gonna,
the fucking choice, man.
yeah, they're
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna suck on your toes whether you want them to or not.
Non-consensual.
Yeah. And
Damn,
more
we got to
sucks for that.
cancel all these ghosts.
Yeah. Not all of them.
They're out
We
here
got to
sucking
cancel
toes.
most of
and-
these ghosts.
We got to cancel a substantial amount of these
Yeah.
ghosts.
The thing is, when you look at the history of ghosts, you realize it's literally like that movie Spotlight, where they realize it's like thousands of priests are molesting these kids, thousands of ghosts are sucking on toes.
Yeah.
It's a big conspiracy.
It's a
And
problem.
it's always, you know,
Yeah. And
not to
nobody's
get-
talking about
Not
it,
to get
right.
dark, it is always kids, you know, more frequently who encounter ghosts.
Ghosts.
I hope that's not something with the ghosts. Maybe it's like an accessibility issue.
Yeah,
or
it could
something.
be.
Yeah, that's what I would assume it is. but
The
I guess-
older you get, the
We're
more
really-
aware you
We
are.
Yeah.
really
You
will
wanna
cancel
believe.
these
Yeah.
ghosts.
Mhm.
If it
Yeah,
be like
absolutely.
that.
If ghosts, we'll bust you.
Yeah.
I got the ruler.
No,
Wow.
listen.
We should make a
Honestly,
movie
though,
about that.
I'm not gonna sit here and
Only if
publicly
they're all
call out
women.
ghosts just in case they are listeners of the show.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna publicly
Ghosts,
call
if you're
them out.
real, come shake my hand. I would be glad to meet
I
you.
ain't
If you're a
afraid of
happy
no
ghost,
ghosts.
if you're a
Ghosts,
good
if
ghost.
you're real, go see Chris. I'm gonna stay on this side of the ghost universe. He can be, you know, enlightened, as that one may say.
Low key,
over there.
Chris is Danny Phantom over there.
Oh,
Chris is a ghost.
He is. Half
that
the
would
time.
that would be
It explains
something.
so much.
I'm
about
trying to
you.
just act like a normal guy
Yeah.
right now.
He's like, oh, ghosts are.
What would a guy say?
He's like, oh, find out.
Meanwhile, Andrew goes to put his hand on his shoulder. Chris is like, dude, don't do that.
I'm here to keep our
Just go right
society
through.
safe. I'm
Yeah.
like, they're not real, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, we
Uh-huh.
need structure.
You have to protect the
and
ghosts.
I'm like,
There's not even rules, man.
yeah, and I'm like, these fuckers are buying it.
But you still have to use a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, true. I definitely just talk like
They're a little behind
through the
on their
ghost. You know?
technology.
Chris is like, no, ghosts hate toes. You could leave your toes out all you want. It's working.
Should we do the who would win of the
We
week
should.
real quick
We
then?
should. We should.
Okay.
A ghost
go-
or Matt?
A ghost versus Matt?
Ghost wins every time, man.
No chance, dude.
Yeah.
You're
I got strong toes,
no,
bro.
the adrenaline's kicking in, dude. Those
Yeah.
toes are going.
Yes, we should do the Who Would Win of the Week. This week's Who Would Win of the Week is Lord Farquaad from Shrek
Yeah.
versus Mini-Me
From Austin
from
Powers.
Austin Powers.
From
Yeah,
Austin
sorry.
Powers.
Andy,
Yeah.
it's all you.
Farquaad, he's going in and he's looking at Mini-Me and he's like, oh, I can take this guy. This is going to be no problem.
Easy.
And then Mini-Me is going to rip him to shreds.
Can I do that?
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's fabulous. Continue.
But so the problem is because obviously Farquaad's so cocky. When he gets to the point where he realizes that Mini-Me is a threat, is he going to be like, well, I'm in super deep. I got to see this. I got to see this thing through. and then give Mini-Me some problems? Or is Mini-Me just going to be so much of what Farquaad did not expect that he's not going to be able to recoup?
Here's my initial thought process is that Mini-Me, this is going to sound dumb, Mini-Me's obviously small, but so is Farquaad.
Quite.
Like, not only was he small, like, then, but also people were small then. So he's not necessarily large.
Wow, okay.
What I will say, though, is
Going to look up their heights.
Lord
Let's get some
Farquaad doesn't
stats.
have
I was going to say,
We
can we get a
gotta
tail take here?
Yeah.
You know, like
Um,
weapons, bare fists?
Oh, yeah,
what's
no, there's
going
no
on?
weapons
Okay.
involved. But Mini-Me doesn't, he's a biter, isn't he? He's not really a weapons
I was
going
gonna
to
say, he's ferocious, dude.
Yeah.
Farquaad is too submissive.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that Mini-Me doesn't move well.
No,
He's a
he
bit of
doesn't
a
have the
waddler
doesn't
when he
have the
does.
mobility.
Whereas I feel like Farquaad is light on his toes. I feel like if you
Definitely.
got Farquaad on the dance floor, he would be cutting a rug.
Yeah. I like that phrase, by the way.
So that is the biggest thing. Like, yeah, I would agree 100% that the ferocity is in the hands of Mini-Me. But if Farquaad can get on his toes and be
And
ready
move,
and you know, because one thing that we think about a lot of times in the Who Would Win of the Week is, you know, like, you know, would Farquaad get scared of Mini-Me's like rabid waddle towards him? And the answer is probably yes.
So you guys are not going to believe this.
I'm
Please,
already not believing
dish
it.
it.
So
Dish it.
Lord Farquaad is 4'6".
I knew he was small.
in the canon.
Mini-Me is 2'8".
Interesting.
Is he or no? Am I
So
way
Chris
on
is
the
a
ball?
ghost. Vern Troyer, the actor who played Mini-Me, is 2 feet 8 inches.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Everybody hide your toes.
Good thing I wore shoes and socks today.
I got 2 socks on.
watch
Pairs.
You better watch him.
How did you know?
I'm wearing
Listen.
I'm wearing bibs to bed. I'm wearing waterproof bibs to bed tonight. Yeah. I'm gonna be checking my rearview mirror.
So Mini-Me.
I got a cutout in my room. That's how I know.
Of Mini-Me?
No.
Yeah, it's like this big.
Oh my god.
No, but so Mini-Me is the one you gotta look out for, because just think about in the movies, he'll befriend whoever's choosing to be close to him.
whoever gives him
So
steak.
who's to say that he's not a mini Farquaad? For like, you know, he befriends him and it's just like, oh, I'm your simp, and then he just fucking murders him.
Are you telling me he's gonna seduce him and then take
Yes,
advantage
yes,
of him?
Yes,
He's gonna
he
visit
tried
those
to do it to
toes.
Austin
That's
Powers, and we
interesting-
can't say he didn't because he's a savage. He did try to do that.
That's an interesting take.
That is true.
Matt brought up a great point about mobility.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess
how's
what,
Mini-Me gonna get those toes if Farquaad is staying hot and ready on him?
As strange as it sounds, I would compare Mini-Me to kind of like a crocodile.
Yeah.
Hear me out. On land.
That's a perfect.
So if
that's
Farquaad,
really good.
if Farquaad,
Hear me out. Yeah. You're picking up what I'm putting down. You're smelling what I'm stepping in right now. So, if you could stay out of the way, you're golden.
Yeah.
But if it does get a hold of you, there is no way out.
Yeah.
I think that might be.
Gator
the
roll.
roll
Mini-Me's
coming
gonna
out.
death roll
Death
Farquaad?
roll. Yep,
Well,
death roll. That's the word I was looking for.
I'm just saying, if he gets on Lord Farquaad's back, he's not coming
Farquaad's
off.
not getting
and
him off.
definitely, Farquaad's esophagus might be coming out of
Yeah.
his throat.
Mini-Me's also
I don't
pretty
know. He's
goddamn
got that
durable.
He just
got
put
that
his-
So
chin.
here's the
He's
question.
like a 4-foot crimson chin.
Yeah, but Crimson
This
chins
is-
his ass.
Right.
And this is what I was getting at was, you know, you talk about Farquaad being kind of a bitch. Like, is he gonna be afraid of Mini-Me? Yeah.
Talk.
But when you're in these situations where it's, you know, you either are fighting Mini-Me or Mini-Me is just straight up murdering you.
Yeah.
What does Farquaad do? Like, does he? And so there's the other question: is how much stamina does Farquaad have to avoid Mini-Me? Because at some point, Mini-Me is going to take a nap. But if Farquaad, but it could be, you know, tortoise in the hare type situation, kind of reverse, but just in general. Mini-Me takes a nap, so Farquaad lets his guard down. It's like, I don't have to kill him right now. I need to rest because I just was trying to get away from him so long. And then he's sitting there unsuspecting of a Mini-Me who wakes up and just slaughters him.
Farquaad couldn't even rescue his own princess.
Farquaad's living a sedentary, spoiled life, very little physical activity, middle-aged for his like life expectancy.
If he was 15, he'd be
he's on the back
middle-aged at
nine.
that-
Yeah, he's on the back nine in terms of life expectancy. Eating good every day, doesn't gotta do shit. I don't think he's got the intensity or the durability. Mini-Me, I'm not saying he's out here, pushing weights and stuff, but he's got the child energy.
Yeah.
The innate energy that dwells in a child that burns like white phosphorus, hard and fast, and then fizzles out. I think
agree.
that would be too much for Farquaad.
Too much, too soon. That was a poem, by the way.
Yeah,
Chris just wrote a poem.
That was
Yeah, I
called-
think if you go back, that's a haiku. If you listen back to that,
3, 5, 8, 5, 3 or something like that. Isn't that how-
575.
He actually wrote that like 6 weeks ago.
86753.
He's a ghost.
Well, he obviously looked up Mini-Me stats before we came in here. I think Farquaad would get his licks in. Like, I think initially Farquaad would be able to kick Mini-Me, get him real good, kick him real far. But Mini-Me, that wouldn't phase him in the slightest. And he's coming back, ravenous, climbing up Farquaad, and just biting his ear off Tyson style, like taking him down.
So
I'm going with Mini-Me. I'm all in on Mini-Me.
I'm going to have to go with Mini-Me, too. I think he's just too ferocious.
It's the ferocity.
I think that Farquaad, I'm not taking away the fact I still think he'll be quick on his feet, but I think I don't think that
I think Donkey would have been a more fair pair up. I think we did Mini-Me a disservice, if I'm being honest, throwing him a softball like Farquaad.
We had Donkey fought Kanye West at one point in time. Yeah. And I don't remember who won, but
Probably Mini-Me.
Donkey fucked a dragon, dude.
That's true. He did.
If there's a
You
will,
know-
there's a way.
This is the second time in 3 episodes that having sex with dragons has came up.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's a new.
I didn't
also-
realize you were keeping score.
Yeah, I know. I have a mental tally of how often sex with dragons is referenced in my life.
Yeah.
So this one.
Oh
time,
man, dude, we missed a golden opportunity on our little ghost rant. You ever hear about the people that are like, "Oh, I was fucked by a ghost"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't even got to go there, but
Yeah.
No,
we're
it's
good
out there.
there. But
if you guys want to Google something later and go down a rabbit hole, go ahead.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of touched on it. Like, at least we
actually,
we
did.
danced around it a lot.
We
Yeah.
did.
We did.
We were teasing. We were teasing.
We talked about okay. And either way, back to the Hoodwin of the week.
Yeah, just locking it in.
It's got to be unanimous.
Mini-Me.
Yeah. Mini-Me.
A unanimous Mini-Me.
I do think that Farquaad does have more physical prowess than you were maybe giving him credit for.
Yeah.
Because
Because he can
Just-
rip up a cookie and has a strong chin
he does have a strong chin. Like, how
to eat the cookie.
Farquaad's body fat percentage is pretty low.
Low, yeah.
Especially for being in the, everything that you said, like his whole situation as king. But at the end of the day, he's still a coward. And
Yeah,
Mini-Me fears no man.
Fears
Exactly.
nothing.
Mini-Me, clean sweep. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Who would win of the week? Over to Andy.
You had some pictures.
Oh,
I wanted to see it before we... Because we
Yeah.
can talk about ghosts having sex. Because
Well-
there are also those people who talk about aliens, like having sex with aliens.
Well, getting probed
That's
by an
crazy.
alien is a completely... We can't even do
No,
aliens
they're not
today.
probed. There's like these people who are convinced that they
We're abducted.
were abducted and then like a baby was put in them.
Yeah.
They had sex with an alien and then
So like rape. I mean,
Well,
that's
they
not-
put
yeah.
a baby in... No, I know what you're talking about.
unless
I've
unless this was planned.
I guess it is rape. They never describe it as rape, but I
That's
guess
how I would
that's
describe
definitely.
Yeah.
But the people they always have a weird
It's already a traumatic thing.
to be
then it's
abducted
by an alien.
Well, no, to be sexually assaulted. I'm
Yeah.
just saying then by an alien. That's a whole nother level of.
Yeah. Another thing that I have learned to now tread lightly on is aliens, because now that we know they're here, again,
I just can't believe how fast that came and went.
it was like, yeah, aliens are here, yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm a full. If you didn't believe 10 years ago.
I don't believe in
I mean,
it.
I didn't know what I actually believed 10 years ago because I'm only 25. I was 15. I was definitely.
Whoa.
But yeah, aliens for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think we should get into the pictures.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we got a couple of things for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself on the chopping block here.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're gonna keep these. We're actually gonna frame these pictures and put them in the
Keep
green room. Yeah.
Okay.
Just the one, actually. I only want to frame the one.
So here we got the first one. I brought 2 pictures today because the Canada boys like to do the retro pictures
Yeah.
all over the place. So
Every Tuesday.
Big fan. Big fan.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we love it. So Kody actually had the idea that we bring in, picture from our childhood.
And I fucked up. I didn't bring my pictures.
And
Okay.
Kody didn't bring his
Just imagine a small Kody with a little bit less hair.
Probably
Yeah.
holding
Yeah.
some like mug root beer.
Yeah.
Like I was in a Super Bowl commercial.
But
That
I
picture exists.
I decided to bring a cute one that is favorable to me, and then I decided to bring a cringe one.
Yeah, you got to show the camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which camera do I show?
this the
Which
cute
camera
one?
should I
Yes,
show?
that's the cute one.
I mean, I wouldn't say I
Look at
definitely
your
am a little-
mustache. How old are you?
That's my Uncle Mike, who is an amazing guitarist.
Get
by the
that
way.
close. Get that close
We'll
to the
do
camera.
keep that one. Yeah.
Okay, now I can kind of see it. If I look, I was like, this kid looks nothing like you, but it kind of does.
Come on, it does. It does. Here,
No,
let's see.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Get
that
that.
one.
Get it right
Yeah.
up there. Ready? There we go. Look at that.
That's a young Chris.
Yep, my uncle, my sister, the music notes all back there.
Yep.
Amazing. Flash forward 8 years.
I love this picture.
All right, this was a low point in my life.
Oh no.
Okay.
I have a question about this picture too.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen these. So
Who is this picture
new for me,
taken by?
too.
This picture was taken by me with a digital camera.
That's
okay?
that's what
A
I
digital
thought. That's
camera.
what I wanted to confirm. That makes
Okay.
it even better. This
This-
was a selfie.
This was a selfie. This was not only a
Was there
selfie.
Facebook intentions for this?
There
or
was
there-
MySpace intentions for
even
this.
better.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
That's how
I
you
could've
know.
told-
This
that.
was not just. This isn't just a solo piece of work. This is part of a larger collaborative effort. I did a whole photo shoot with a few different outfits. So I have many pictures from this day. Different hats, different shirts,
Hell yeah.
different angles. I was
Respect.
going in.
Yeah.
I was very concerned about my public image at the
Getting a
time.
lot of bites though.
So, without further ado, this is 2006. A regretful reflection.
And for the kids out there, MySpace was this thing that
So
came a long time
if
before
you're
the
just
dinosaurs.
listening, it's like what you would
Chris-
imagine
yeah.
a kid would look like in 2006, like the worst possible look from
Chris
that
and
era.
Andrew,
We went
Chris
to
and
school
Andrew
with
would
like
go
5 of those.
would meet up at the cemetery and smoke their doobies, and then they'd go
That's
hop
like
on
that
MySpace.
hat, and then
Yeah.
the hair perfectly slid
Yep,
over the
slicked,
eyeball.
greasy, rosy, chubby cheeks.
I have a question
That
about
was a
that
brutal
period.
look.
Well, you know what though?
Not
Yeah.
just you. Like
So
we all-
mean.
it
Oh,
happened
we
to
all
of
had
us.
a
So
time. We all
I
had a
was
time.
never able. I have very curly hair naturally,
yeah.
so I was never able to swoop.
Swoop.
Right, like even prime Bieber swoop.
Oh yeah. the
I had a
swoop was
short
it.
version of the Bieber because I could get my hair long enough to
Oh,
where
that
it
was-
wouldn't curl.
But it
But
had a
short
little
enough-
shelf almost.
Well, yeah, but then it would
curled
start
up.
to curl when it got too long. So how did you swoop? Was that natural? Was there
It was
product
it was a
involved?
life or death. There was no not swooping. Listen, I was in the emo circle. You don't not. I want.
But how do
I want to
you
make
swoop?
friends. I want girls to think I'm cute. You swoop. You make it
How
work.
do you
dude.
swoop?
You
though?
take that hair.
It's a classic sink or swoop, man.
Yeah, dude.
Sink or
listen.
swoop, man.
Yeah, you don't got a choice out here. No, I mean, in this picture, I'm wearing an Element beanie, and you wear an Element beanie for long enough and don't shower, and you
Your
gotta
hair
swoop.
swoops.
Yeah, you gotta swoop.
Yeah.
And there's
And
so much hair
eventually
that
there's-
it's like it's covering half of your eyeball.
Yeah.
Listen,
Like Avenged Sevenfold
Oh my
T-shirt
god,
on.
the drum kit in the
this
background.
is why I have depth perception problems too, because for the first 12 years of my life, I was only seeing on a
But you know what? That looks like somebody who was born to rock one day, though. In my
Definitely,
opinion.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
could see him attending the school, at least a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
classes.
Oh my god. Yeah, definitely. I could have maybe been in that movie. I could have been the chubby kid in that movie.
Oh, Frankie?
Yeah.
Would
No,
you have
Frankie
kicked
was
some
big.
ass though?
Oh,
Frankie
yeah.
and that Frankie and that one girl are married.
You
One of
can
the singer
genuinely
girls, that
keep this
blonde
because
one.
I've been meaning to burn it. But
Yeah, no,
I
we're
just
we're
don't
keeping
want
Oh,
that
okay.
one.
If
Yeah,
you're
that was.
serious, then
And
yeah,
he's
we'll
got
keep
more.
this.
He's
Yeah.
got more.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I can
Like
get
I
a
said,
frame.
there was a whole thing that day.
Yeah, we're low on. We're getting low on like like throwback pictures of ourselves because our photo albums, our parents,
Please,
like they're all.
You can use
they're
that
all in
for
storage.
content this week.
We'll post that as us one day. Yeah, well, that'll be our throwback
Yeah,
Tuesday.
or the episode,
Yeah, we'll
you
just,
know, this guy's going to be on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Everybody get ready. Put down a towel before you listen.
Listen, man, the Shroop. Jeez Louise. The Shroop. It's all in the Shroop.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Were you ever able to Shroop?
A little bit.
I
but
remember Cody
had,
swooping.
I had the curly hair thing. I could get like not
I feel
not
like-
as long as that.
No,
but
see, this was the swoop
Let me
that
see,
you
let me
wanted.
look.
People, kingdoms toppled for that swoop.
I had like the.
That's a
pink hair
great
string.
Shroop, too. Like,
Yeah.
you can't. I guarantee you this picture got you at least one like I am.
I would do like I would have like the short back, short sides, and then I would like have to take my sister's like pink hair straightener to the top
Wow.
to get
Yeah,
the
to
swoop
straighten the
down.
Shroop. That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
how
Had
do you Shroop?
commitment?
That is dedication to the
A
swoop.
couple burned foreheads and
Wow.
crisped ears.
I definitely
along the-
posted that picture with a short excerpt from a punk band that was
Yeah.
taking themselves way too seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely posted that picture with like, you know, you watch me crumble as you walk away.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, you felt real pain at
Yeah,
some point
yeah,
in your
or
life.
something.
Yeah, you're 9 years old.
I just made that up off the top of
Yeah.
my head, but that was definitely
That's
Oh,
an
write that
exact
down.
quote from a song. Yeah, Andy, we should get that
Actually,
on a
it's one of our
plaque
lyrics.
and get engraved on the plaque. We should get engraved
We'll
on
do
the
it like the
plaque.
OJ plaque,
Yeah.
kind of in the. And that's where this is going to hang, no matter what. Is
Yeah.
next to OJ on
Yeah.
the Wall of Fame.
simpler
Yeah, the Wall
times.
of
Though.
Fame.
Simpler times, man.
So
They didn't feel like it though.
no,
we
it didn't.
also
I definitely
brought you guys some gifts. I got some CDs that I found in my car as
this
I
is-
was pulling up.
Oh, what?
Now, this is a videotape of me and Cody that hasn't seen the light of day yet. So please.
Oh, these are DVDs? Oh, no, it says CD.
It's because
it's
see,
music.
earlier I had mentioned that his bed sits on the floor and my bed also sits on the floor. It's the same bed. And you see it. You see it.
Oh, wow.
That's music. At
and
least
then
one of them's
Move
music.
over, Pam
I'm
and
gonna
Tommy.
I'm gonna let you reach in the bag.
Is it a mystery bag
Yeah,
scenario? I can't look.
You can only take
look.
one.
I won't look.
Okay, I'm not going to look
This is so fucking cool. I already know what it is, but I'm not going to look yet.
All right, go in.
That's all right. Oh boy. That's
Whoa.
right.
All right. Now look. Go ahead and look.
Whoa!
These are fucking awesome.
We figured with the whole two in the cooler, we
Yeah.
had to get you some koozies
These
so
have
you
got to
can
go.
you can be
yeah.
styling. While
These
he's
I'm
have
doing
gotta
gonna
it.
go
drink
somewhere.
beers out of this.
Yeah.
You have
We're
to.
actually
can
just
guarantee
encouraging
it.
you to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will they let us bring it to the show on Saturday?
responsibly or not. Go for
Oh
it.
yeah, they will. Oh yeah, they will.
Yeah, you're allowed to bring koozies in the bar. Bars. I found this out. Yeah.
Oh,
Better
okay.
You're not allowed to bring beers in them already.
That
they make
makes
you
sense.
take those out, but you
We
are allowed
sell
to
them
bring.
in bars.
I feel like it's like you bring in your own
Bring
fork
in a
to a
whole box.
restaurant. Why wouldn't they? You know. They could
That's
be like-
true.
So I'm
Man.
gonna do a quick plug then.
Yeah.
Not only should you be at the show on
Saturday.
but when you're sitting there thinking about how cold your hand is holding your frosty beverage,
Exactly.
head
It
over to the merch station and buy a fucking koozie.
Buy a fucking koozie.
or a T-shirt or a
t-shirt.
hoodie,
Whatever.
or we have stickers. You know,
Stickers.
Stickers come with whatever.
Here's the thing. Koozies lead to more fun though. They
It's
do.
true.
Like if you're there and you're like, I didn't drive and I'm only going to have a drink or two, like just because, I want to wake up early on Saturday. And then you're like, you see these koozies and you're like, but I could go buy a koozie. And then next thing you know, 8, 10, 12, 14 drinks later, not encouraging, I'm just saying this sometimes
These are
happens.
hypothetical
This is a
numbers.
hypothetical.
Right.
All because of a koozie. And then you had the greatest night of your life, all because of one simple koozie.
Yeah.
When you frame
It's
it
just
like
weird
that,
how things
these are
work. You know what I
prices.
mean?
When you put it like that, we should actually charge more for these koozies.
Yeah, we should.
I would say
Supply
no
and
less
demand.
than $50 per koozie is
This
what
is
I
how
would
you
do.
do it. This is how you do
Well,
it.
that's
It's an investment
insulting
in the
because they're
future.
already 100 right now.
Yeah.
I'll show you. Ready? Here. Say sell me this koozie and hand it to me.
Sell me this koozie.
Why don't you write your name down for me?
You don't. You can't because you don't got a
Because
koozie.
you don't have a koozie.
Yeah.
There you go. Supply and demand. Don't let it fall on the ground, Matthew. It's disrespectful. Jesus Christ, this show's falling
Those were
apart.
crafted from the gods.
Yeah. These were made by a ghost because Chris made them. Yeah. He has a heat press in his basement.
So, what time is the show going to be on Saturday? A heat press?
We start, the first act, who is our boy Zinni, goes on at 8. We got P. Millie at 9. We got Tokyo Monsters at 10. And then we got Brookhaven at 11.
Now, you're pals with all of these guys, I imagine. So was it like pretty easy to get this together? Because this is like a really good lineup that I feel would typically be hard to do.
We messaged our guy and we said, we want to play at Mohawk and we want these guys to be on the bill. And a couple of weeks later, we got the message and it happened.
Yeah, well, P. Millie's our boy. Zinni's our boy. Tokyo Monsters was one of the on the first bill when we gigged,
and now they
were amazing,
boys.
And we totally looked up to them all our first year gigging last year. So it was easy to get in touch with them. And then the other two, we fucking we talk to them, see them all the time. So we're like, hey, let's definitely do a show. And but like Kody said, our guy Ryan, not Ryan drummer,
but shout out
both Ryans,
yeah.
Good guys.
Yeah, I know a couple Ryans too.
more
we
than
all
Chris's.
know Ryans, okay?
Yeah.
Let's just relax.
Right.
We all know. We all got a couple Ryans.
You guys aren't special. I know a couple Ryans.
I know Ryan. Oh, fuck. I got to find some Ryans.
I need me a Jan Michael Vincent. For any
I don't
Rick
know.
and Morty fans out there.
This is something that's very exciting to me. I'm a big koozie guy. Like, I don't like to have a beverage without a koozie. I almost feel like if I have a koozie and I'll phrase it this way first. If somebody else has a koozie at a function and I don't have a koozie, I am less than that person.
It's true.
Oh, it's a status symbol.
Yeah.
It is.
I feel
Like, if you
It's like a roll.
show up somewhere, like
It's like bolo ties.
if you show up somewhere
it's exactly
to
like bolo
a
ties.
4th of July
Nope, that's
party,
enough. It's exactly bolo
Yeah.
ties was exactly it.
if you show up to a 4th of July party and somebody offers you a cold beverage and they're like, do you want a koozie? And you reach into your back pocket and slide out your own koozie, people are like, this guy
Gets it.
is
It's
like
one of those things that
he has
silently
reached
screams.
like you are
Silently
put
screams,
together.
yeah.
You have done this before. This is not your first rodeo.
No.
You came prepared. I respect you
a
as
sensible decision.
a human. Yeah.
Yeah.
To
To
pack
just
a
have
koozie.
one. Yeah.
Is a koozie like an indicator of like median range income? Like are you
Yeah.
saying like
Well, and it's one of those things too. This is I'm getting a little koozie rant here, but this is one of those things where like
koozie rant?
like
Well,
whether it's like, your
Fondness
parents or your grandparents or your aunt and uncle or something, you go over and somebody's like, oh, can I grab a koozie? And they're like, yeah, the koozie drawer, the koozie bin is, under the sink or whatever. And there's just like 60 random koozies and it's like from a stag in 1986 and you know what I mean?
Ah.
And you're like, oh, this is I wonder, like, they have a koozie from this. I wonder what this night was like.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's going to be like 30 years from now and Andrew and I are going to be having like, a family party and our kids are going to be like, where's the koozies at? And we're going to be like, oh, they're over there. And we're going to see one of our kids pull out a Brookhaven koozie.
Christ.
And they're going to like crack their first beverage.
Really?
And we're going to be like,
somebody find a CD
yeah, somebody
player.
find it. Where's my Walkman? Yeah.
I didn't realize this until you started talking about this, but it just dawned on me. I grew up without a koozie drawer in my family.
Pull one out.
Somebody played the Charlie
In
Brown
the
thing.
arms of an angel.
For 6 cents a day. You could
Yeah. You could support somebody like Chris. Yeah.
Far
Who
too
had
many
swoop
children
bangs
to
and
grow
no
up.
koozies.
by calling the number below.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you grow up koozie-less in your home.
It's a boy crying for help.
A single tear.
Yeah. Well, start your own koozie drawer.
That's a good
Yeah, I'm
shit.
going to be a
That's the
first.
beauty
I'm going
of
to change this history
koozies.
of trauma in my family and start a new path. My kids will grow up with a
Emotional
goddamn.
damage.
Have you
koozie
seen a
drawer.
koozie drawer though?
No, I don't even know what you're
came-
talking about.
Have you came across a koozie?
Yeah.
When you said it, I was like, wow, that's such a good idea. And clearly it's already a thing. But I just, definitely had the thought, wow, what a great idea. But
I never-
The next
I have started my own. I actually started my own koozie drawer, and the way that I did it is my cousins. My cousin was getting married, and she got koozies for her wedding. But then because of COVID and stuff like that, they had less people. Whatever. So they had like 200 extra koozies from their wedding. They're like, what are we going to do with all these koozies? And I took like 15 of them. And I just have them all. And I dish them out. Like, I brought like 6 to the Bills playoff game. And I pulled out a koozie, and all my boys were like, dude, I wish I had a koozie. And I was like, boys,
I got
dished out koozies to everybody. We get back to the car at the end of the night, and, like, I still had my koozie in my back pocket. I, like, chuck it in the trunk, and all my boys are like, dude, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have no clue what happened to your koozie. I'm like, that's fine.
I got a whole ass drawer.
That's exactly why I brought these koozies. Not that they were disposable, but, like, that's, you know, koozies get lost. And I've found koozies.
They understood what they signed up for.
I've found koozies on the ground and been like, dude, this is a nice koozie. Brought it home and washed it and added it to my koozie collection.
Those koozies are sitting in your fucking, you know, whatever you were wearing.
Who knows where they've been.
Shout out to Chris McCune, too. He made great koozies.
Yeah. Chris McCune. Great fucking guy.
He had koozies at his graduation party.
Yeah. That's the only reason I remember what his cousin looks like, because it was a joint graduation party.
And I
still have that koozie. Because
it's got Beavis and Butthead on it, because, like, him and his cousin are, in a sense, Beavis and Butthead, right? So it's a great koozie. Sorry.
I'm seeing the potentials for koozies to, you know, have way more far-reaching impacts than
what they
originally.
Clip this 3 to 4 minutes and just play it before you guys go on and say, like, hey, we have a merch tent. By the way, we sell koozies. Here's why you should buy
And then a
koozie.
big old American flag comes behind just like you.
Mm-hmm. What I'd really like to do is get Will Ferrell to do, like, a reel of commercials just for these koozies, like he did in Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be the greatest thing that could happen.
Can you...
Good movie.
I'm sure different people are different, but can you use Cameo to, like...
Listen, I don't know much.
I was actually going to have a...
Different people are different, and that's okay.
Can you use Cameo to, like... Hey, like, I just came out with a new, like, koozie. Can you promote it?
I don't know. I think you can ask people to do that.
But they might not do it.
But I think sometimes they will.
Yeah.
It depends. Huh. But Talladega Nights... I remember seeing that movie in the theater for the first time.
Lord, infant, baby Jesus.
And I did not like it.
What?
We were
young, though.
Wrong.
But watching it on TV, I was like, oh, this movie's phenomenal. Yeah. But that whole production company is broken up now.
Yeah.
Gary Sanchez. It's shitty. All over this that new Lakers show on HBO Max. Because Will Ferrell wanted to play Jerry Buss or whatever, who John C. Reilly is playing.
Oh, really?
And John C. Reilly said, nah, this is me.
But John C. Reilly is a great actor, though. He's Oscar nominated.
Except for in that one movie.
My boy fucking made it to Marvel, dude.
John C. Reilly?
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of...
It's a small thing. Give him his credit.
Okay.
Give him his credit.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's fair.
Second place to Will Ferrell, all Talladega Nights, and now he's in Marvel.
Will Ferrell's never been in a Marvel movie.
That's right.
Keep trying, bud.
I know a lot of people.
Shoot your shot, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell as Spider-Man.
What's he playing?
He's going to be a new Black Panther. Just Will Ferrell out there. Chadwick Boseman was a good friend of mine, and I know that he would want me to take on the mantle of Wakanda.
Listen, if he can win that battle without his Black Panther juices, he is Black Panther.
His Black Panther juices.
Yeah, I don't...
His purple goob.
Oh, okay.
Is that canon?
I kind of remember that.
The canon
I think
terminology?
That's goob. Marvel goob.
Purple goob.
Jack Kirby in the 60s, he invented the Marvel goob. And the way he would draw it with, like, those particular lines of black, it changed comics
When
forever.
they're, like, when they are at war, why aren't they just like, let's just give a couple more people some goob?
Because it's not, that's...
Just goob it up.
You don't get
So
it.
you would rather your entire society die than give more than one person goob?
But if
it's about the principle.
Yeah. The world as you know it no longer exists, all because you only wanted one person to have goob.
I think there's more to it than that. I think it's some kind of genetic thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but he has a sister. Goob her up.
I think that was their... I think that was their plan.
And a mom.
They got a sister. Goober up.
3 goobers, man.
I know this is a plan to try to save Wakanda, but it doesn't sound like that at all, dude. Black Panther got a sister, dude? Goober up, bro. Goober up.
Yeah.
Are we sure we should be goobing up anybody?
Are we using that right?
A normal conversation at the local Wakanda pub on a Saturday evening. Yeah, we should goob up. Yeah.
All collectively goob Black Panther system.
I've goobed in my
How
day.
many beers they have to goob her up?
How-
Do it sober, man.
How old were you when they goobed you up? I don't know if something might not. A priest goobed you up? I don't know if they'd have to do that.
They're the only ones who have the right to goob people. I'm
Right.
pretty sure. You can
I
only
don't
get
know,
goobed
man.
by
Yeah.
I was a
priest.
Cub Scout.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you've been goobed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, same. We were, part of the Catholic
For a hot
Church,
second,
so-
we went on that ship. Oh, I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Boy Scouts.
Yeah, we did go on a ship, and we did have to do,
The reveille.
yeah, push-ups. I did push-ups for running. I got yelled at for running in the
Chad's
halls.
dad was my scout master. Full circle. For
I
those who
was
don't
in
know,
Boy
Chad
Scouts,
is our
but I
bass
can't
player.
remember any of it. So I might have
That's-
maybe been near you guys somewhere.
Yeah.
That sounds
I was
so
never
bad.
Probably a good sign.
Yeah,
I was never
of it.
I
My parents
was
would drop me
man.
off, and then it was just one big
It's all
fever
blur.
dream.
Yeah. I was never
So
like
much Johnson and Johnson.
I was like half a Boy Scout.
What does that mean?
How did my bandana get over there?
It's like the Seinfeld episode when you go to the dentist.
Yeah, tucked around
I
tucked.
swear,
I probably was sucked at it and was bullied, so my mind.
Well, that's
Oh,
why
you
they
were
look at it.
sucked at it, really.
All
good.
right.
Yeah.
I
right.
was goobed.
Listen, the show on
Yeah.
Saturday. I know I went on the whole koozie rant, but seriously, even if you have something that you might think is better to do, I promise you that you don't have something better to do than go to the show on
Yeah,
We
Saturday.
that
will goob
funeral
all
can
over
wait.
your face if you come.
Are you ready to get goobed? Yeah.
At Mohawk
Dude,
Place.
I'll say that.
I know you will.
I'm going to now. Just as the purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to. It's an obligation.
But
The
seriously,
We Will Goob You to
Yeah.
2022.
Even at the very least, be there. No,
I was
honestly,
gonna say
no. Be there by
2022.
7, right? Is that
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
Doors open at 7.
Sure.
doors open at
7:30?
7:30?
I mean, if you show up around 8, you're gonna catch everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what I was
You're
getting
gonna
at.
catch
is,
We have a
you know.
good time. It's a nice bar. Man,
It's a nice venue.
Lots
it's a
of
nice crowd of
stickers.
people.
Yeah.
You'll be
And
welcomed
we
with
have
open
stickers
arms.
too.
Yeah.
I'm focusing too much on the stickers, guys. I'm sorry.
you gotta.
Let's
you
take
got- you
this
got a lot of
angle. If you
stickers on
want to
those.
make friends, if you're out there, wherever you are, and you're lonely, come to a Brookhaven show. You'll make some friends.
It was the most inviting thing.
Andrew will talk
I-
to you for the entire 4 hours.
Dude, the thing about NFTs that people don't realize, dude, this whole bar could be an NFT if we just work together.
Yeah, imagine this place but in the metaverse.
Elon Musk has been saying it for a minute, but nobody's listening.
Neuralink is gonna change music.
These koozies.
I actually am a fan of this meta change.
Yeah.
Don't get gooped.
Mohawk Place on Saturday. I know we keep saying it, but we have to keep saying it.
Yeah.
Other than that, thank you guys for this.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming on again. We enjoy you guys being here.
Thank you for having us.
We enjoy you guys being here.
Yeah, they're here mostly.
I don't always enjoy being here, here or here.
Wow.
But when we're here,
We're
it's always a
family.
fun time.
I'm
yeah.
sorry, dude. You fucked me up.
This guy just felt that, dude. That was my Facebook status. How'd you know?
It was a direct Chris quote from 2008.
Now he's
Yeah.
gonna go sit on those drums.
Yeah. Yeah.
Play
Chris was like,
fucking
"Dude, I wonder-"
Helena by
he's like,
My
I wonder
Chemical
where my
Romance.
element
And
beanie is.
Preach, yeah.
But no, seriously, I appreciate everybody that's here, except for Emily.
Hey!
Yeah.
And
Hey!
shout out to Karma Water. I'm
Shout
a big
out, shout out
fan.
to Emily. I'd still be outside if it wasn't for Emily.
And
she
Ernie
opened the
Ball
door.
Strings,
Yeah.
not sponsored.
I see you.
Cobra Clutch Tattoo. Thanks for the shirt.
I just want to shout out baseball hats. every
Good
Indeed.
American
honestly-
grass,
honestly-
not marijuana grass, but like when somebody cuts their
Wow.
grass really nice.
I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of grass
Yeah.
it is.
Every
It all should be appreciated.
every podcast that exists is just one big advertisement for baseball hats.
Because
True.
everybody's wearing baseball.
well,
hats.
I
Oh,
mean,
you
don't
most
have
people-
one on
Except
today.
And I
you,
usually
Matthew.
do wear a hat.
Yeah.
Except you.
Who's the
Figured I'd
poser
go
now?
raw today.
I didn't wear one last time, and I felt weird not wearing one. So I got this at the San Diego Zoo, And I brought
I will
it's just a panther.
I gotta say this.
Non-color specific.
This is a testament. This statement reflects you guys, not necessarily me and Kody.
It could.
But when we come on the show and we sit and talk, I feel like, we all got history here, all of us. But I'm like, I'm fucking like, man, I fucking know these guys. We ain't missed a beat. I might not talk to you in a couple months, couple years, but it's like, very fucking, it's just like friendly, familiar. You guys are good hosts, good people. And
I love talking to you guys. I was so excited today. I don't know. You guys are the best. And like, fuck, I don't know. Saturday's going to be incredible. It's just going to be. I know. That's exactly.
Yeah. I did the same thing.
Andrew is wearing 2 pair of underwear on Saturday. He already told me. So
got to be safe.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't want to leave. I know we're wrapping it up right now, but I just don't want to leave.
I know.
So you can stay. Yeah, you can.
We got like an hour and a half of Shrek left, dude.
Yeah, this is true. So
honestly,
true. Just pick up where we left off, dude.
What time
Get
is
some
it?
food.
I'm about to piss my pants. That's all.
Yeah, we got it. It's about that piss time.
Finish your water. Yeah.
I'm gonna get this last little bit.
So let's get out of here. Thank you guys again. Brookhaven everywhere.
Yes.
Instagram at Brookhaven Band, right? You guys have a Facebook page.
Do have a Facebook page. We do have new music in the works that will be out at some point this summer, and will be a song may or may not be performed.
May or may not be. Also, we're on the Twitter, and
we're in the Twitterverse.
We tweet sometimes.
Sometimes. Low quality.
We're on MySpace.
We know.
We're in the multiverse.
They have their own NFT collection dropping.
Yes,
and
we do.
Thank you guys.
Yes.
Seriously.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for
Andy.
having us.
I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here, folks.
Chris, I love
That
you.
was cute as fuck. All right.